strolling in like he owns the place, has got everyone riled up like a cat on a hot tin roof. The trust between the US and Vietnam is at its all-time high. It's invested $985 million. This is not just a regular science center, it's a nuclear one. It is strategically helping it maximize its benefits, both economically and politically. Vietnam trying to make everybody happy at a tricky dinner party. This move definitely is not making the United States nor South Korea happy. So what does this mean for people and companies investing into Vietnam? Is Vietnam taking both sides of the table? So what do you get when you mix vodka and pho? A geopolitical fajito. Definitely going to cause a stir. And it may be a bad mix. But it seems that Vietnam likes unconventional mixes. Welcome to our latest episode of Vietnam's Got Deals. And trust me, it is juicier than a ripe mango. Russian President Vladimir Putin has stopped by in Vietnam, and it's caused an international stir, especially with the United States. So, what is Vietnam expected to gain from this? And why is the US so concerned? Grab your popcorn and let's get started. It's going to be really good. Hello, my name is Ken Duong, international business immigration attorney with over 15 years of experience helping foreign companies invest into Vietnam, including from United States, Europe, and other parts of the world as well. And we always try to stay up to date on the most relevant geopolitical information, and that's what we're gonna talk about today. On a seemingly ordinary Thursday, President Putin lands at Nội Bài International Airport in Hanoi. But this visit was anything but ordinary. And this is not his first rodeo in Vietnam. It's actually his fifth time in Vietnam. He came in 2001, 2006, 2013, and for the Da Nang APEC Summit in 2017. He's practically a regular in Vietnam, strolling in like he owns the place. Putin's schedule was tighter than a jar of pickles. He had meetings with key officials, especially with President Tô Lâm and also General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng, amongst other officials as well. These meetings were very fruitful, culminating in over a dozen agreements. But these were not just ordinary agreements. These were dealing with Russian natural gas, fossil fuel exports, oil and gas exploration, green technology, science, and education. If that doesn't feel like a busy day, I don't know what does. So if you think they're just talking about bilateral trade, then you are wrong. There were discussions about international cooperation. Also, there were discussions on dispute resolution and the United Nations on international law. One hot topic is the South China Sea, and China's claims to these lands has got everyone riled up like a cat on a hot tin roof. Also, the disputes between China and the Philippines and many of those issues as well. We made a video about that particular dispute on the Gulf of Tonkin, so click on the right-hand corner to watch details of that particular dispute. Oh, and did I mention that prior to coming to Vietnam, President Putin actually visited North Korean's leader, Kim Jong-un, and they signed an agreement for mutual support in case one or the other were attacked. This move definitely is not making the United States nor South Korea happy, and they're definitely not sending any thank you notes. The Russia-Vietnam relationship is like a fine wine. It's been aging since 1950. They elevated their relationship to a comprehensive strategic partnership since 2012. With over 100 agreements, pretty much these two are besties in commerce, economy, investment, security, and defense. As of April this year, Russia has invested $985 million in roughly 186 projects in Vietnam. Vice versa, Vietnam has invested $1.63 billion in roughly 18 projects in Russia, in oil and gas, agriculture, and manufacturing. The total trade between the two countries is roughly $3.63 billion, which is an increase of 2.3% from the previous year. And let's not forget the educational exchanges. Russia has given 1,000 educational scholarships to the Vietnamese in only 2023. Also, every year, roughly 5,000 students study in Russia, and there are roughly 60,000 Vietnamese living in Russia right now. But wait, there's more. One of the biggest deals from this agreement is Russia agreeing to build a nuclear science center in Vietnam. This is not just a regular science center, it's a nuclear one. This announcement came right after the visit between President Putin and President Tô Lâm. So what is the plan? The Russia-Rosatom State Nuclear Energy Corporation will construct a center and train Vietnamese nuclear experts at Russian universities. Nothing like a good old nuclear bonding time. This agreement, as part of 11 documents signed during the visit, including collaborations on education, disease prevention, and energy, including Putin promising to supply liquefied natural gas to Vietnam. Vietnam and Russia already have close ties in the energy sector, including joint ventures with Vietsopetrol and Rusvitpetrol. Even before his visit to Vietnam, there were highlights published by President Putin on the importance of developing the energy sectors between the two countries. He assured Vietnam of Rosatom's continuing development of the nuclear energy sector, including training personnel. President Putin thanked the Vietnamese people and the leaders for their warm welcome. He and President Tô Lâm signed a joint declaration emphasizing the importance of equality and mutual respect in the Vietnam-Russia partnership. And the U.S. is not happy, and neither are we. But before we talk about the U.S.'s counterattack against Putin, we want to talk about the 80% of you watching that are not subscribed to our channel because you are trying to be like Vietnam and to remain neutral. So just like Vietnam, you need to make the strategic decision by picking a side, and which is joining the 20% of the folks who are subscribed to our channel. Not just for this video, but we have a lot of other exciting videos coming up as well, especially about the real estate market in Da Nang and other cities as well. So click on that subscribe button, and now we'll get back to the video. So, like I said, the US is not thrilled with the way that Vietnam is cozying up to Russia. In fact, the US has been critical about Vietnam's normalizing relations with Russia despite their actions against Ukraine. Moreover, Vietnam's neutral stance as the UN condemns Russia and abstaining from attending the peace summit in Ukraine. Russia has been a major supplier of military weapons to Vietnam. Over 60% of all the military equipment that Vietnam has in the over 2 decades has come from Russia. Moreover, Russian oil technology has provided Vietnam with support in defending the South China Sea. But due to the reduced imports from Russia's invasion of Ukraine, nevertheless, Vietnamese companies continue to work with Russian oil companies. Putin's visit comes amid international scrutiny, especially by the US for normalizing Russia's actions against Ukraine. The visit highlights Vietnam's balancing of strategic partnership while navigating global politics. It's like a tightrope, but Vietnam's doing it without a safety net. In a timely response, a senior US diplomat came to visit Vietnam right after Putin's visit. Daniel Crittenbrink, US Assistant Secretary of State for East Asia and Pacific Affairs, he highlighted that the trust between the US and Vietnam is at its all-time high. He clarified that his trip was unrelated to Putin's visit, but that's definitely impeccable timing. Recently, Vietnam and the US has elevated their diplomatic status to a comprehensive strategic partnership. This suggests that Vietnam is balancing its strategic partnerships in assisting Western companies to move their supply chain away from China. This is akin to Vietnam trying to make everybody happy at a tricky dinner party. During his briefing in Hanoi, Daniel Crittenbrink, addressing the media and the Associated Press, emphasized that the US will not allow Putin to have a platform in order to address and promote his war of aggression on Ukraine. Crittenbrink echoed his concerns, but emphasized the primary purpose of the trip was to strengthen the economic ties between the US and Vietnam. He met with Foreign Minister Bùi Thanh Sơn and stressed that only Vietnam can determine its position and its plans to protect its sovereignty and its own people. Moreover, Daniel Crittenbrink emphasized the importance of the US and Vietnam current bilateral trade, which stands at $111 billion, with the meager Russia trade being only $3.6 billion as of 2023. So what does this mean for people and companies investing into Vietnam? The strategic dance with the US and Russia seems to be risky, but here's the deal. Vietnam is strategically balancing between Russia and the US in order to maximize its benefits. For US companies, this means an opportunity to utilize Vietnam's strategic position and also be able to move or diversify supply chain away from China. Vietnam is a great alternative because it is a stable political environment, a young and vibrant population, and a strategic location in Southeast Asia. Our team of legal and business experts will help you navigate the complexities of setting up or opening up a factory in Vietnam. From legal advice to market entry solutions, we provide a comprehensive solution for you to have a smooth and strategic transition to Vietnam. Because let's face it, you're going to need all the help you can get. So let's get to some concrete examples. Intel has a large assembly plant and testing facility in Ho Chi Minh City, hiring thousands of employees. Adidas and Nike are manufacturing millions of pairs of apparel and shoes in Vietnam as well. And if that's not a good sign of business, I don't know what is. Moreover, Apple has slowly moved its manufacturing facilities from China to Vietnam. This is a broader trend towards moving your supply chain and dependence on China manufacturing to other economies and taking advantage of Vietnam's economy. This is a game of musical chairs, and Vietnam just took a seat. So, is Vietnam taking both sides of the table and letting the US and Russia duke it out? Or are they staying neutral and just focusing on their own benefits? Only time will tell, and let it play out. However, Vietnam's balancing between Russia and the US is strategically helping it maximize its benefits, both economically and politically. What are your thoughts about this video today? Let us know in the comments below. But as always, make sure you like our Facebook page, subscribe to our YouTube channel, comment below your thoughts on the US, Russia, and its impact on Vietnam. And of course, click on the bell for notifications. So on behalf of Duong Global, my name is Ken Duong. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one.